most countries, the queue for getting a vaccine seems never ending. And all the while, of course, people are dying. Still, frontline workers continue to give it their all. Let's zone in on one country, Portugal, which will likely extend its month-long nationwide lockdown. Here's my colleague, Isa Suarez.
In the battle against the coronavirus, there's no time to lose. The paramedics on the front lines in Lisbon, Portugal know this all too well. They're rushing to help this 58-year-old woman who's very anxious and worried she may have COVID-19. I have sharp pains in my chest, and when I cough, it gets worse, she says. As she leaves her house, not knowing when she'll come back, she says goodbye to her mother. She's been taken to one of Lisbon's overwhelmed hospitals. The country's seeing a devastating new year. With one of the worst infection rates on the planet, more than half of Portugal's total COVID-19 death toll was reported in 2021. But for this ambulance crew, there's little time for reflection.
When we begin our shift, we're already expecting that the large majority of incidents will be COVID-19 or suspected COVID-19 cases.
They must clean and disinfect before the sirens sound out again. It's a job of heightened emotions, only made more difficult now by the constraints of COVID-19.
It's very hard to work in these conditions. We struggle to see, we struggle to examine the work itself. It takes longer, and then patients can be very critical, so it's a constricting situation for us.
As the long and arduous shift progresses, it doesn't get any easier for them. They must now transport this COVID-19 patient, already on a ventilator, to another hospital in Lisbon to free up much-needed ICU beds in this part of town. It's a journey that is lonely and delicate, with only the paramedics' hand providing human warmth. He will now be in the care of this team of 26 German Army medical personnel who arrived in Lisbon last week to help ease the pressure on the local healthcare system.
The main goal is easy to describe: saving lives. Every life counts.
While daily infections and deaths from COVID-19 may have dropped over the past week, medical teams are still overstretched. This team has now been sent out to help this elderly woman who says she's struggling to breathe. Unable to speak, the medics try to ease her fears. We're going to look after you. We're taking you to the hospital to see what's wrong, says the nurse. But they too are worried. She may have contracted COVID-19 from a family member. Unsurprisingly, it's all taking a toll.
There's a lot of pressure. We get insomnia, some want to sleep more, but they can't. They start thinking about things, but well, we have to be here.
And in spite of it all, they will return tomorrow and start afresh in their fight against COVID-19. Isa Suarez, CNN.